Understanding appreciation of why they're learning what they're learning, and then the tactical awareness type questions lead to the right decisions, that leads to the progressions of skills that then develop back into the context of the game. We've got this cycle start to go in our heads. Make sense? So if we look at it again, here's what he did. He received a pass, he then made a pass to an open player, he then made a run, drawing out another defender, he then pulled away from the goal to get open, he then made a move to the side as the players came from back to defend, he moved himself to a space, and look where there's three of their opposition now, out of the way of his shot, and this player's made a move out to allow him the shot on the goal. So that type of movement that he was doing and the rest of the team was doing, that's the movement that you're trying to teach the team about how you play a game. But you rarely touch the ball. Like he touched it for 4 seconds.
Building on what Dr. Hopper was discussing, we have the GPAI model here for territory invasion games. So when a team does not have the ball, the player needs to read the play and make a decision on where the ball is going to be played, or where their opponent is, so they can respond to that decision. And then they have to cover or guard or mark the player, and then recover again back to the base support so they can make their initial reaction. When a team has the ball, it is much similar. They need to read the play to make the decisions. When they respond, they need to be able to support their player, though, so they have to go back to that base support more often to recover back. And then once you respond, must react and adjust to the defense to have this wonderful. Over here we have our PGfU. Me and Aaron are playing a square toss game. The aim of the game here is to have the ball toss up in the square, land inside the square before you target to catch it. You must toss the ball above your head, and you must exit the square before you can catch it again. Again, and choose the same game with badminton rackets and the same rules. And then we went to narrow and long. The aim of this game is to move your opponent up and back on the court using narrow length court.
Such is the way of the world, you'll never know just where to put all your faith, and how will it grow? Gonna rise up, bring back close and dark memories. Gonna rise up, turn mistakes into gold. My oh my, howdy, what a wonderful day. Plenty of sunshine heading my way. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay.
This is an introductory to our tennis unit. So we're playing a modified game with medicine balls, and we're tossing them over. As you can see, some of the players are starting to bring in their core and coming in with a full rotation, or some are just throwing it with all arms. Here's the cast game again. If you can notice the two athletes on the screen and where they are hitting the ball, their bases, the ball.
times they're going to be able to hit it back to you. And then if you are successful, you get a point. And then whoever gets 3 points, whoever wins, their court gets smaller because they have to hit to a smaller space, so it's making it harder for them.
Called complexity theory. Complexity theory means that we live in a complex world, and what we've tended to do is try to simplify that complex world in order to master it, which has led to the current situation in the world. And so complexity theory is saying that learning, systems learn not because we do the simplest solution to a problem, but because we engage in that problem and are able to adapt to the complexity of that problem. I like this idea because when I'm teaching people how to play games, that sort of highlights to me how to play games. In the past, we sort of simplified the game down to here's the skills to play the game, but then people couldn't use the skills in the game. We kept on doing it, going, well, why isn't this working? Because a skill only becomes a skill when it can be adapted to the complexity of the game.